Hi, guys. Today is the 28th of January. My son and I were just talking about it. It feels like this January has been like a year. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know if it's true the rest of the country or the rest of the world, but here in Los Angeles, I guess because of these fires, it just feels like it has taken forever. It's like it's hard to believe. Wait a minute, what's going on here? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Hey, hi Cricket Cinema. Hi, love it. I thought I'd come on and say hi to you guys. It's great to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Bunker and I just did an interview earlier, and he's got a very funny beginning thing you've got to see over there. It's good to see both of you. How are you? Anyway, I was just saying, I mean, this month, hasn't it, is it everywhere or is it just here in LA? It just feels like every day is like, it just feels like it's just barely, like normally on a new year, we're like, oh my God, January is over. Hey, Verity, hi. And it's just unbelievable that it's so slow. We're not even done with January yet. It's still the 28th. It's going to be the 29th in a few minutes. I mean, a little bit, but I've never had a January like this. There's an acceleration feeling this year for me. It's an acceleration feeling? Wow. Interesting. Well, for us, it's at least in January, it's a deceleration where it's super slow. It just seems like it's taken forever to get through January. Okay, love it says things are very intense worldwide. Okay. I have checked with friends in several countries and longest January ever. Okay, good. Thank you, love it. I'm going to tell my son that because we both were like, good grief. I wonder if anybody else is feeling this. So I'm glad to know that, love it. Wonder what that is. Is it the weather? Is it I don't know. I mean, I know we've got a few major things going on. You're such a cutie pie, Miss Tori. Thank you, Tommy P. I appreciate that. And thank you, love it, for explaining that. I'm really glad you told me that. For me, I can't believe it's almost February. See, for us here in LA, it has just taken forever. I mean, part of it is every day, all day, we're all watching the news. Maybe not all of us, but I certainly was for, a long time. I think a lot of people were because, what's happening? Are there more fires? They still don't have the fires out. They're still not totally out. And then they've got to do the cleanup and then they've got to do the rebuilding. So it's going to be a long haul. And everyone has stories about it. So that's the other thing. It's just action packed combined with DT arriving and the nightmare. Let's not even go there. I'm from Michigan, Tori and Chad. Okay, hi, Anne Marie. Well, that's substantial. Ex-witness. All right, Vernon. Hi. An Australian adjacent to the most prone fire zone in the country. It's just an endless situation. Wow. That's where you live, Verity? Oh, as an Australian. Okay. Wow. That's got to be something because, I mean, these fires have been unbelievable. Question. How's your son's house? First of all, he doesn't own a house. He lives in an apartment. Secondly, if you watch the news, as they go up Lake Street in Altadena, you see a church and a big white building. And he lived in the white building. He's not going to go back. He just feels, and I think he's right, it's going to be very toxic for a very long time. And, it's not his home. It was just a place he was renting. So he and a friend are renting something else, it looks like. Dennis in Panama, glad you're okay. Hey, thank you, Dennis. Wow, you're in Panama. That's cool. What do they think of all this? And Verity says, yes. Question, how is your son's house? Okay, I answered that. Verity, okay. I was just watching Xenu TV on you in San Diego. Fun. That was fun with Bunker, huh? You've got to see his beginning if you haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's up yet, but it's funny. It really is. Did you like it? Did you like it, Jay, in San Diego? Okay, comment. I thought your son would stay with you for a while. He's welcome to. He is totally welcome to. But it's kind of up to him, where the other place is closer to his work. So it just depends on what he finally works out. But he's welcome here. He definitely is. So we'll see. We will see. Life rolls on. As I always say, life rolls on. Don't miss it. Kiko, Tori, yes. Mark has the song and your speech uploaded. Oh, God, really? Did he do the speech? Is it okay? Very much, Tori. Okay, good, Jay. I'm glad you liked it. I did too. I thought it was very cute. He's clever. He is really clever. And, I've been calling him Bunky for years. And he's always been like a Mark Bunker. And I'm like, okay, Bunky. So it's cute to have him finally have Bunky and Magoo. It's really funny. Care for JCYT. All right. Hi, Tori. Hey. Hi. Hi, all of you. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. I really do. Now, one of the things I thought of was that I was just going to go over some basic words with you guys. Tell me if you're interested in that or not. Because if you're not, we can do something else, but tell me something else. You have to give me another topic if you don't want to talk about words. But I thought, there's so many words. I was commenting on Liz Gale Live. Okay. I missed what your comment was, ex-witness. Let's see. Let me try to go up. Shoot. One of these days I will learn this. Okay, comment. I thought your son would stay while you were with you for a while. That has to do with Liz Gale? I'm lost. I was commenting on Liz Gale Live. Okay. I don't quite get. Are those two separate communications? Ex-witness, Vernon, Bunky. That name is cute. Yeah, I know. I've called him that for years. I really have, for a long time. I know. I saw her live stream, and I called Chris Shelton to let him know that she was apologizing because he didn't know. And he said, oh, thank you for letting me know. And I said, you're welcome. I hadn't really talked to him in quite a while, like maybe a year or two. But I called him recently when he said he was leaving Facebook just to make sure he was okay. And so we talked a little bit. And then I thought, well, I'll call him today and let him know. I had a feeling she hadn't called him. Double treat tonight. I know, JB808. True. Special words create a feeling of being part of a group and feel special. That's very true. Very true. I saw your comments live. Okay. And what were did I make a comment about my son staying here or there or something? I'm just a little confused on it. Whittledram. Wow. Is that right? Or is it Whittledram? Question. Was the time when you pretended your name was Margaret for like 2 minutes the first time you and Mark interacted? I think it was. Yes, I think it was. What happened was I was there at AOLA. They were having a 4th of July party, in all fairness to them. And I was there out in front of AO talking to one of the OSA people. And Bunker showed up with this big camera, right? And they said, okay, go see if you can get rid of that guy. Just get him out of here. We're having a party. Just tell him to, go away. So I went over and there was an English guy there. And she said, just go with him. He's from London. And so I did my phony Margaret. My name is Margaret. And it's a really funny conversation because when I get upset, or not upset, but I get kind of frazzled, then I start talking in my regular voice to Mark. It's kind of funny. It's goofy. Hello from Florida. Just got the notification. Hi, Valerie. Good. I'm glad you did. So yes, that was the first time I talked to him. That was the very first time. I was watching Lizzie Galdon and I saw your commenting. Yep. Yadira, Tori, hi, Chad. Thank you. The cheapest eggs are $8. Wow. That's amazing. I know. I think all of us are going to probably have to either start gardening, which my roommate and I did in 2008 when, remember, we had the big financial crash and we started growing vegetables out in our garden and it was fast and easy. I mean, it was easy in that he did the gardening, so it was easy for me. But, we kind of did it together a little bit. He did most of it, but he was a great gardener. And the vegetables grew and he grew them in organic soil. So they were just delicious. I mean, fresh and delicious. It was really great. I highly recommend it. And I have a very small backyard, but we still made it work. Today feels like a Tory marathon on YouTube. I've only been on twice. That's excuse me, that's funny. Okay. Tori, you could get some cute chickens. Yeah, I don't know that my neighbors would be happy with that. And we have coyotes. So my vet said I can't even have an indoor-outdoor cat, which I've always had indoor-outdoor kittens or cats. And so I don't really want to have a chicken. I already lived with someone who had chickens and they got eaten. And that was really awful because we both got kind of close to them and it was like a bummer to wake up and they're just splattered. So because of the coyotes, I probably wouldn't, and my neighbors. Please hit the like. Thank you, Yadira. Check that you're still subbed. Thank you for that also. And turn on all notifications. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you mentioning that. Excellent. A raccoon got all my chickens. It was awful. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like you have to live in an area where they're protected. You know what I mean? And otherwise, it's awful. And here, there's a lot of them, and they get around too. They come down from the mountains. So many animals are displaced because of the fires. Yeah. I heard an owl on Van Nuys the other day. Oh, I know I feel bad. I go out and talk to the birds and stuff, and you can tell they're like, this is awful. We lost our home. I have no idea where some of them are from. That's really sad. Yeah. Hannah. Awful. Thank you, Yadira. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate all of you being here. Okay, so we're going to do words because you guys didn't say anything else. I said, do you want to do words or you want to do another topic? If you want to do another topic, I'm going to give you another 5 minutes to decide whether you want to do another topic or questions or words. And you got to let me know. My grandma used to have a hummingbird feeder, and she would always tell me stories. I love hummingbirds. They're so great. They're so fascinating. The way that we saw a thing on Shark Tank. Speaking of hummingbirds, you know what Shark Tank is? Anyway, it is what it is. It's a TV show. But these people come with inventions, and if the guys really like it, they put in a lot of money for it. And this one guy had this hat, he and his wife, with like 1, 2, 3, 4 hummingbird feeders on the hat. And you could go out and just wear the hat and the hummingbirds would all come around. It was so funny, but I think they gave him millions of dollars. It was really cool. They really, I think it was like a couple million. Might have been 1 million. It probably was, but it was a good amount of money. Everybody thought it would sell. They are the best. I would love to see a hummingbird. Well, put it on YouTube, pictures of hummingbirds, or videos of hummingbirds on YouTube, and you'll see a whole bunch of them. Tori, waiting for a copy of Tricks in Passing, a book by Paul Crispin. Wow, 1948. We'll send you. Cricket Cinema. That's so cool. Do you have my address? I told you to send me a private message, and I'll send you my address if I didn't do it already. If I did, great. God, that's really cool. Tricks in Passing. Aw. He was also on Gatorade. He was in a Gatorade commercial. Somehow when I look up, the light goes up, right? The room lightens up. It's really weird. Anyway, he was in a Gatorade commercial and some other stuff. Thank you, Cricket Cinema. The best thing is, let me just show you. Oh, wait. No, wait. Oh, that's what I did. Here we go. This is the number. You can text it to me on that. You don't have to do the Zelle thing, but you can text it to me on that number and it'll get to it. Or you can private message me via Facebook, whichever one you want. Thank you. That's very fun. I love that. I love getting stuff about my dad. It's very cool. For anyone who doesn't know, if you're new, my dad played for the Chicago Cardinals, who went on to be the St. Louis Cardinals, and now they're the Phoenix Cardinals, I think, or I think they might have just changed it to, I don't know, I think it's the Arizona Cardinals. Anyway, this is him, number 44, football quarterback. End of the 40s, way before you guys were even born or even a thought. The end of the 40s, early 50s. And so anyway, I guess he wrote a book about tricks in passing, and Cricket Cinema was kind enough to find it for me. I love that. Arizona. Okay. So it's the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. And Kansas City is where I was born. And Kansas City is where I graduated from high school because my grandparents were there. And my parents sent me from Lake Forest to there. So they're in the Super Bowl. So that's good. All right. So JB808 comment. I like the Scientology's topic, although not exclusive to Scientology. Are the words ecclesiastical, invalidate, covert, and end phenomena used often inside the cult? Ecclesiastical, no, but there's trying to put in religious words like parishioners. They used to say members. Now they say parishioners. They used to call the orgs an org. Now it's called a church. It never was for years when I first got in, for years and years and years. They say, they just are trying to use more and more things. But as far as invalidate, and do you know what those words mean? Invalidate, covert, and end phenomena? JB808? Let me know if you need them or if you want me to define them. Very nice. Hello, D Flawless. Hi. eBay has a picture of your parents' wedding too. Aw. That's wonderful. Amazing that it's on eBay. Cricket Cinema, really? That's wild. I know. It is. I was born in Abilene, Kansas. Sorry, but the Detroit Lions fan now. I got you. That's okay. I don't have any big, you have to be from Kansas City. I just thought it was fun because I was born there. Like, woohoo. Tori, you are really sure about end phenomena? Tori, yes, not really sure about end phenomena. Okay, an end phenomena, like Scientology has the bridge to total freedom, right? It's like a triangle, and you have to go up every single level to get up to the next level. Every level leads to the next level. And every single level, thank you, Janet, it's good to see you too. Every single level has an N phenomenon. Now this is the Scientology. See, it's a technical dictionary. All right, so let's look it up because I know what I think it is, but I like to look it up because then I don't get it wrong per what they say it is. An N phenomena really is what you're supposed to get. This is my thing of it. It's kind of what you're supposed to get from from that level, whatever it is, or that process even. Let's see if they have it in here. And phenomena. All right. Are you ready? Okay, here you go. Those indicators in the PC, which is someone getting auditing, and meter, which is the E-meter, you've got to get the FN, right? Which shows that the chain or process is ended, right? So in other words, you're done with it. It shows in Dianetics that basic on the chain has been erased, and in Scientology that the PC has been released on the process being run. So Dianetics, you're erasing something, so they say, not really, but that's what they say. And in Scientology, you're being released on that process being run. So let's say you have a difficult time with communication and you're doing a communication process. And the end phenomenon is like, oh my God, I just realized all my life I didn't think I could communicate, but now I can. I can communicate with anyone, anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much. Your needle is floating, right? That's what it used to be. Now they've changed it in the 90s to it has to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then they can say your needle's floating. Awful, really awful. Okay, so any Dianetic auditing below power processing, which remember there's the communication course, Dianetics, your grade 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then power is grade 5. So anything below power processing has 4 definite reactions in the PC which show the process is ended. 1 is a floating needle. That's where your needle floats, right? 2 is a cognition or a realization. That can be anything depending on you. Oh, I just realized I can communicate, right? Good. There's your cognition. 3, very good indicators. Wow, I really feel good. I can communicate with anyone, anytime. Okay, thank you very much. And 4, and that's in parentheses, the PC's happy. And 4, erasure of the final picture audited. So that would mostly be Dianetics, where it's erasure. The 0 to 4 Scientology end phenomena are, so that was for Dianetics. The Scientology end phenomena are a floating needle, a cognition, very good indicators, and a release. And a release is something that you felt was kind of holding you back is now gone. You're better. That is an end phenomenon. And there you go. See? That's why I wanted to do words, because I think it's educational. And even though, I even learned something on that. I really did. I'd forgotten all those things. Okay, so let me look here. Wait. Let me check on you guys. Cricket, definitely. That's what Doug Kramer used to call it. Okay, now I lost you guys because I don't know what Doug Kramer said. The bank and bankruptcy. Oh yeah, that Doug and I both used the bridge to total amnesia. Yeah, it's really a bridge into the ditch. I know I miss a lot of lives. It's bedtime for me, but I'll be listening. Okay, Janet. No problema. Hey, Tori, good to see you tonight. Thank you, Janet. All right, Tori, yes, not really sure about. Okay, good. So JB808, do you feel like you got what an end phenomena is now or not? If you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know. Okay. That's interesting. I hadn't heard it explained that way, like that. Well, that's from that's the definition in the Scientology and Dianetics dictionary. That's what it is. Someone has a 1938 print of your dad in his University of Missouri football uniform on eBay. Ah, sweet, Charles. Very sweet. So, end phenomena is result? Yeah, it is. It's kind of the result, but you need to have those four things. That's so cool. Yeah, it is. Good to see you, Sophie. Where did Sophie slip in? I didn't see her. Sophie. Oh, yeah, there you are. That's interesting. Thank you, Sophie. I'm glad you liked it also. That's why I think it's good to just read it out of the dictionary, because then you kind of see exactly what it is. And I can give you more examples if you need them. Gotcha. Thank you for elaborating. Okay, good. So I'm glad that helped. Let me know if you have another word. Good to see you. Everybody's good to see you. Yeah, you're right. I did a double header. 49ers for life. You're right. Tori, you should YouTube using your dad's name. It can pull up old videos or news articles. Meaning what? Like I tell me what you mean. Give me an example of what you mean. You should do YouTube using your dad, because I mention him all the time. But and my, what do you mean specifically? Like call it Paul Chrisman something? I'm here, Tori. Was just talking to my mom, but here now. Thank you, Sophie. Question: when you first read Dianetics, was it shocking or weird how often he mentions abortion? I never read Dianetics. I read 3 chapters. As Arthur Hubbard said, you were a last lifetime clear. That's what happened. You read 3 chapters. I quit college, had an argument with my dad, and hitchhiked from Chicago to LA. That's a long way. If you don't know how long that is, it's like a 6-hour flight, to give you an idea. And I hitchhiked on the road by myself from Chicago to LA, to the American St. Hill. So I never read about the abortion thing. And I'm not anti-abortion anyway. I don't know what he even said in it, actually. I think I eventually read Dianetics because I used to do the Dianetics seminars, but I don't really remember a bunch about abortions. That doesn't mean I didn't read it. I don't remember it now. What did he say? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Thank you, Moon and Stars. It is. Yes, everything's good. I'm doing well. Look up cleared theta clear. Never happened even once. How do people believe that they will be the first one ever? I don't know. I never was into clear. I never believed it ever. It just, because the actual original definition is a perfect memory, a perfect IQ, no somatics, no pains. Well, having epilepsy, that sort of keeps me out of it, doesn't it? It's a nice picture of Tori's parents at the wedding on eBay, leaving St. Elizabeth's Church with his bride. Aw, Miss Inez Potter. That was her name, Inez Potter Chrisman. Sophie, hello, love, from Moon and Stars. Tori, did your dad play for the Cardinals in 1947? I think he did. I mean, you can Google it. You can Google Paul Chrisman. Just don't get my brother, because he's Paul Chrisman Jr. But and he's on Facebook. But if you use Google and Google Paul Chrisman, football player, quarterback, then it has a whole bunch of stuff about him and what years. I'm always learning stuff about him. It's amazing. Okay, so here's the next word that I'm going to go over with you guys because you hear it a lot. Let me just see if it's in here. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. Talk about a misunderstanding. I mean, right away, I was going to tell you the definition of case because they talk about your own case. We all have a case per Hubbard. And here's the definition: the whole sum of past bypass charge. Now, bypass charge is charge that's you went by and you didn't handle it. You didn't get rid of it. You didn't talk it out, right? So it's bypass charge. It's and charge is like upset. So it's like a bypass upset. And that's what your case is. It's the whole sum of your past bypass charge. And supposedly you're getting rid of that in Scientology. Are you? No. If you were, they could talk to us, couldn't they? They can't. If you were, they wouldn't be using glasses, would they? No. They would be healthy and happy, and that's not happening. I was just watching highlights of your dad in 1947. Wow, cool. Can you send me a link to it? I would love to see that. I only saw him one time. Somebody sent me a video clip of him playing football, and it looked like soccer to me. It looked a lot like soccer, a lot different than football now. It's much less abusive. So I think he did in 1947, but I'm not positive. Wait, this might say it. The card probably should have it. Okay. Chicago Cardinals, age 30. Weighed 213 pounds. He was 6 feet tall. The college is Missouri. I don't think it has the dates on here. 1946. Okay. Once completed 52-yard touchdown pass to Bill Duval versus Detroit, October 13th, 1946. Interesting. Amazing. It's amazing to me to still be learning stuff about my dad. I love it. There you go, Mr. Magoo. That's where I got the nickname for Tory Magoo 44, because his football number, as you see, is 44. And I used to call him Mr. Magoo because he was very funny on TV. He was a broadcaster in the 60s with Kurt Dowdy. All right, YouTube, Paul Chrisman Cardinals. Good to know. Thank you very much, 49ers for life. Thank you. Like no case on post. Okay, no case on post means that's something I always loved because it's kind of cool. It's just like, look, there's no case on post. So it means you can't be, ragging on somebody or yapping about being upset or anything else. You're supposed to get your job done. That's it. There's no case on post. So anyway, that's one of them. Each of us have different ones that we like, terms. Everybody, all ex-Scientologists like the word DevT. That's a really good one. All right, so I told you what case is. And the other one I wanted to go over, this in part 1, is aberration. Okay, let's go over aberration. See if it's even in here. Some of them aren't. It's kind of weird. But most of them are. All right, I'm looking. Sorry. Thank you for waiting. Ab. Oh my God. Okay, here it is. Aberration. Aberration is a departure from rational thought or behavior. It's from the Latin aberri, to wander from. So it means basically to err, to make mistakes, or more specifically, to have fixed ideas which are not true. The word is also used in the scientific sense. It means departures from a straight line. If a line should go from A to B, then if it is aberrated, it would go from A to some other point, 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 and finally arrive back at B. Taken in its scientific sense, it would also mean the lack of straightness or to see crookedly. As an example, a man sees a horse but thinks he's seeing an elephant. And there's more to it, but here's a good illustration. Let's see if you can see it. Uh, no, that didn't work. Let's see. There you go. That's the aberration. Ooh, see how it's all over the place? It's aberration. So there you go. Don't. Okay, so we did case, aberration, no case on post, and the end phenomena. There you go. All right, so now let me look and see if you guys have anything else. There's a ton of stuff of your dad's on eBay. I'm texting you some screenshots. Cool. Thank you. Love it. Looks like, he called the first Super Bowl for NBC with Kurt Gowdy. That has to be on YouTube. Yeah, he actually, I think, let's see if, here it is. I have a card with him. Super Bowl one. That's it. And this is, it's the Packers versus the Chiefs. But my dad, I think I have that ring. And anyway, he's on that card for broadcasting it. So that was one of the things. Mark Plummer, like many people have helped me since I left. Andrea, starting with Andrea, Stacy and Bob, Jesse, Mark Bunker, on and on and on. But Mark Plummer, when I first left, found out about my dad and went to a football store, got those cards, and sent me a whole box. We didn't even know. I have two older brothers, and none of us knew he even had a football card, let alone 4 of them. So I gave my son 2, and I kept 2. But isn't that amazing? It's like, wow. I just realized those cards probably got burnt in the fire. Darn it. Okay. Thank you, Love It. Can you send me that link, Love It, at 11:48? That's the link of Tori's dad and Kurt Gowdy. Can somebody send me that? I would really like to see it. I'm at here. Here's my, probably best to send it email. There you go. That's it. ToriCrispin44@gmail.com. So if somebody could send me that, I would really appreciate it. Because I don't know why, but I can't copy paste them. Please put a question before your question. Thank you, Sophie. Do you want to hear the old Hollywood Magic Castle gossip? Yeah, sure, Moon and Stars. Tell us. Yeah, thank you, Charles Patrick. Did I miss a question from Marie? Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Marie. Marie. Okay. Can you be a Scientologist and believe in astrology? No, not really. They're really, Hubbard was really big on anything other than Dianetics and Scientology, was what he called another practice, and that was out ethics. All right, here's another one from Sophie. Question: how Tori, how hard was it to stop sounding like a Scientologist, and how long did it take to use the words in English rather than the meaning in Scientology? Good question, Sophie. Really good question. It took me about 2 years. It did. Because A, I lost all my friends. B, I lost my husband of 26 years. So I was like crying a lot of the time. It was like a 2-year unbelievable time. And recovering and helping other people. My phone number was on the internet. I thought there were only 50 people on the internet when I left. So I thought, what's the difference? I'll put my phone number up there, and if they want, they can call me. Well, I didn't know the whole world had access to the internet. I don't know. I didn't know anything about the internet. So anyway, now I missed what your earlier question was, because another one's up there. What was the earlier one, Sophie? Let me see. I'm still waiting to hear the little old Hollywood Magic Castle gossip. Yes, I want to hear that. Okay, Sophie, I'm not sure. Okay, how hard was it to drop? Okay, sounding like a Scientologist. Yeah, it took me a couple of years. And Spanky really helped me, because she would, wherever I would go, because she said, you sound like a Martian. Nobody's going to be able to understand you. So whenever I would say, well, it's Dev T, she'd say, okay, think of it, stop, say it in English. What does that mean? And I would have to say it. And after a couple of years, I was like back to normal. What does the phrase terminally handled usually refer to? Terminally handled, I've never even heard that. But I would think terminally means forever, and handled means it's fixed, or it's done, it's gone. So that's what terminally handled. I can't seem to find. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what it means. That I understand. I've never heard it. I've never heard terminally handled. So, but that's what I think. If you figure terminally, and handled means it's fixed, it's done. Okay, texted you the YouTube link. Thank you, love it. And okay, thanks. That's interesting and makes sense. Okay, Sieglin. Okay. Moon and Stars, was he nice? What did Moon and Stars say? It's hard to keep up with you guys. Oh, my mother dated Stan Gerson. Wow, cool. That's really cool. Very cool person to date. And what happened there? That's some of the Hollywood gossip. That's what you're talking about. So you got to tell us a little bit about it. Tell us more. Tell us more. He's a very cool person. If you don't know who he is, Google him. I texted. Okay, thank you. Love it. That's very interesting. Yeah. Love it. She said he was very nice. He took us there several times to watch the magic show. He was kind to me, at least. Yeah, I know who he is. He's the Scientology magician, right? Am I right? I think that's who it is. He's amazing. If it's the Scientology magician, he's amazing. I mean, let's see if she answers. Hi, powerlize to paralyze. That's a funny one. Do you still keep in contact with Spanky? Every day. Absolutely. Is it in the tech dictionary? Sieglin, what is it? Sieglin. Okay. For me, not hard at all once I was out. It's like how you talk to your peers versus talking to your parents. LOL. You know when to turn it on and off. How long were you in, Sieglin? Just curious, because I was in for 30 years, so it wasn't like that for me. It took a long time to strip off that lingo, but 30 years is a long time. Sieglin, I don't know what you're asking. Is it in the tech dictionary? Unless that's just a phrase, because yeah, that is. Are you still keeping in contact with Spanky? Yes. Power lies evening. Okay. Hi, power lies to paralyze. That's a funny nickname. Maybe terminally handled is in the, maybe it's in the tech dictionary. All right, let me look and see. I don't think so, but we'll look and see. I'm happy to be wrong. Okay, we're at HTHTA. Okay. Technical experience. This is all technique, tech training course, temporarily. And then the next one is 10. No, it's not in there. But you can look up, see what they do in Scientology is look it up in the dictionary. What is the definition of terminal? And then handled. Let's see if handled is in here. I don't know if it is. They use it all the time. But I don't know if it's in the tech dictionary or not. Handle. All right, so terminally means completely. And terminally handled is finish off, complete, and cycle on. Service and handling are the same thing. When you give service, you handle. New to me. Part of handling cases is handle. Now, N-O-W in capitals. One way or another, one gets the PC handled. Yeah, that sounds right. So does that make sense to you guys? Answer from, I remember there was a talk that he was married. I don't know if it was true or not. As I was young, yes, he is. Oh, he is the Scientology magician. Yeah, he's really talented. I mean, I only saw him twice, but the times I saw him, I thought, wow. I mean, he could do stuff I never saw a magician do. I mean, it really was magic. I mean, it was. So anyway, thank you, Sieglin, for asking me, and I hope that handles it. Okay, question. What did other Scientologists with you think when you started talking with a fake accent? Nothing. You know, there were only a few people they would send out to handle people. So other Scientologists weren't really around. I mean, that guy Dan and that other guy were there going, what are your overts? What are your crimes? Yelling at Mark. So I was trying to get him away from them because I always thought that was stupid. And it is. It just is stupid. It's not that you can't ask that in a sec check during a sec check, but you wouldn't ask it the way those guys are asking it. What are your overts? What are your crimes? You know, it's just like, you might as well shoot the guy. You know, it's like, forget it. So I was just trying to do what the OSA lady said, which is go with the guy from England and talk to Mark and just try to move them down the street and away. And I might have had luck, but those guys ended up really screwing it up. I don't know. He was pretty persistent, though. He really was. I was only in for a couple of years myself. See, Glenn. Okay, see, I get that it would be different for someone like yourself who was in much longer. Yeah, 30 years is a long time to be using a specific language. I'll put those things on Facebook again. I forget the gentleman's name, but we made these things that Scientologists say to each other and things that Scientologists say to the public. And they're really cool. And we made it. They're really good. So would you say things like Dev T to non-Scientologists? No, because they wouldn't know what you're talking about. But we could differentiate that. I mean, I know it's kind of weird, but no, we wouldn't, because you could say, well, I did after I left. I left. And our boss kept interrupting my boss. And I finally explained Dev T, and he goes, I love that. And I said, I know, it's really cool. And he goes, you can use it anytime. And so when it would happen, where they'd come and just Dev T him, right? Which is, Dev T is like what an executive wants on his lines. And they have certain things that they want, right? And Dev T is stuff they don't want on their lines. They don't want it in their office. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to have questions about it. It's Dev T. It's diverted traffic that, somebody else handle it. It's not my job. And actually, I'll just clarify it with you just so that I get the whole thing, because, sometimes I've got it in my head, but I don't have it, all of it. So let's see. Demon. Ooh, that looks good. Demon. I didn't know they had that. Destimulation. Destroy. Maybe they don't have. They must have Dev T in here. Maybe they don't. Stimulate, destroy, destruction. Nope, they don't. They don't have it in here. Detached. It'd be DEV. Not in here. But you know what? There's another dictionary that's a green dictionary, and that's what I think it is, because it's more organizational. This is more their tech dictionary. So that's probably where it is. It's in the green and white dictionary, which I don't have. But somebody could get it on eBay, and then we could look it up there. Thank you for that answer. You are welcome. Okay, question. What does cycle on mean? Is it an old-fashioned term? Yeah, I think it just means move on, keep going, move on until you get done. Thank you for that answer. You're welcome. Were there words you thought were Scientology words you later learned were? There are a few, but not many. And, an interesting thing happened when Anonymous showed up. If you ever see the video of our protest with 500 people here in LA and 9,000 people around the world, the guy in the beginning, I think it's in the beginning, it might have been at the end, but he's reading a whole thing about Anonymous. And that guy called me one time and he said, look, I'm making a whole dictionary. And I said, yeah, I know, we've got the dictionaries. I get it, for Scientology terms. And he goes, no, it's not that. He goes, it's the way you guys use words. And I said, like what? And now when I say this word, now it's used a lot in regular, TV. You hear, newscasters and stuff say, we're out handling this, but at that time in 2008, he said the word handle was just never used the way Scientologists use it. Now it is, but it wasn't then. So he said, I'm making a dictionary of all the different words that are just normal words, but the way Scientologists use them makes it different. Anyway, I never got it. I don't know what happened to him. Thank you, Sieglin. It's always good to see you too. I appreciate your questions. Not gonna lie, watching that video of Tori handling Mark and she does that weird accent sort of buzzed me out. I'm like, I've never heard her speak like that. Oh, come on now. You've heard me like speak like that. You know that. Have you ever watched, if you think that freaks you out, Google Tori Crispin and Good Morning Norway and listen to that weirdo one. And that was so freaky. I flew to Norway. They were trying to get Andreas fired from his company. I went on Good Morning Norway, did this whole interview, thought it went fine. I go to leave, and at customs, the lady's like way up high. So I'm looking up high, and she goes like this, well, you did a great job this morning. Oh, she said, you've been very busy this morning. And I think, how the hell does she know? It was like at 5 in the morning. And I thought, how does she know what I was doing at 5 in the morning? And she goes, great job. So that was really neat. So I thought, okay, it went okay. I mean, that was customs in Norway. So I fly home and I get on the internet and there's all these people, because back then you couldn't be on the internet while you're on the plane. So I had to come home and get on the internet. And all these people are going like, Magoo, what happened? What is wrong with you? And I'm like, what are they talking about? And I said, could somebody post a link? And it is the worst. It is. It's, if you think the British accent is bad, you should hear this. And I was like, oh my God. And I called up Andreas. I said, please tell me I didn't talk like that while I was there. And he goes, you did. And I said, why did you tell me? And he said, it's okay. You know, that's just how Andreas was. You know, he was never bugged by things. And so this lady, though, luckily on that thread on the internet came on and said, some people said, I'm the same way. Some people are like chameleons. And wherever they go, if there's a different accent, they just naturally pick it out. And that's kind of what happened to me with the British one and with Norway. But now I really consciously, if I'm around accents, I'm like, Tori, don't do that. Don't do that. So there you go. I got to have a drink of water. But thank you, Sophie, for telling me that. Now, if we were in Scientology, I would say, thank you, Sophie, for getting that withhold off. And withhold is something you're withholding from another person. I know you weren't, but I'm just saying they would say it that way. Okay, Victor, let's see. Any idea how to stop being fair game by OSA? Were you in, Victor? Were you a member? I need to know that first. Okay, so let me know that, Victor. And what do you think about never-ends using Scientology words and terms in their everyday talk? I see it all the time now. Really? I think it's very weird. I mean, why would you use Scientology words? Victor Roberts, are you guys being fair gamed? So Victor, let me know if you've been in. I'm being fair gamed by Anna Paddock, OT8, and Osa Hacienda Gardner's Hole. And Osa Hacienda Gardner's Hole. Okay, so you're in Clearwater. If you're at the Hacienda, because that's in Clearwater. Well, what are they doing to you? DFT is probably in the admin dictionary. Yeah, that's what I said, the green one. Do you have one of those? I don't, Sieglin, but if you have an extra one, send it to me. Ooh, an admin dictionary. Victor Roberts, that sucks. Keep notes and report to the police. That's my main thing that I did when they started fair gaming me, because it's like, it's gaslighting, right? So there's nothing really big. Like they're not going to come in your house and steal your TV or something like that. They just do weird shit. So what I did is I went down to the Burbank Police Department. I said, I want to talk to a single officer. He came out. I explained Scientology, fair game. And I said, I know this is going to sound very weird, but I'm telling you, they do. I said, do you know what gaslighting is? He said, yes. I said, okay, that's all it is for the most part. I mean, obviously, they slashing tires and shit like that is a little bit higher on the scale, and they do that. But a lot of it is just gaslighting stuff. And so I said, I'm going to write a report every single time it happens. The time, the date, the form, and the place. It's like time, place, form, and event. I'm using their tech and I'm going to send it to the police. And I have, and it's a written record. And I said, then you will have a written record and you can kind of see the stupidity of it and how often they do it and what they do. So it was very healing for me because it helped me send it somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And I think it was good for them because now they're definitely on my side. Hi, Tori. It's always an informative listening to you. Thank you, Wandering Wombat. I appreciate that. If it is diverted traffic, why is it not DivT? I don't know. That's maybe I have it wrong. I thought it was diverted traffic, but somebody with an admin scale dictionary, or you could look it up. Somebody could look it up, DevT, because it'll probably be, I don't have my phone near me, but it'll probably be somewhere on the internet. You can look it up and see what it is. I thought it was diverted traffic, but maybe I have it wrong, because that's a good point. Cricket Cinema. Good point. Good spotting. So somebody look it up. Oh my God, Tori, was that a British accent? I know. That's what I'm saying. And wait till you hear the Norwegian one if you think that's bad, Sophie. Yeah, because he was from Britain. That's where it came from. Margaret should be your undercover CIA agent. My name is Margaret. Hello, my name is Margaret. How are you today? That's my British phony accent. But I like that. That could be my British phony accent or my CIA accent. Here's a mess. I apologize. I really do. Thank you, Whittledram. Kind of groovy, that accent. Well, see, there you go. Somebody likes my accent. See? All right. Thank you, Victor. Develop traffic. Okay, thank you, Sieglin. There you go. So DevT is developed. Now, what did she think it might have been? Oh, diverted. I said it must have been diverted. It's developed. That's right. It's developed. That's right, because you're developing it. And I think it's developed unnecessary traffic. I'm pretty sure I'm almost positive it's developed unnecessary traffic. Because if it was necessary, it wouldn't be bad. And DevT is very bad. So I think it's unnecessary traffic. But anyway, file indicates with police. Indictments with police. Well, you're asking Lovett, so let Lovett answer it. Developed unnecessary traffic. Thank you. That's what I thought. Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense that it was necessary. Yeah, thank you, Sieglin. Tori, I understand I have the habit of I copy the accent of the person I'm talking to. Normally badly. My American accent is, I thought you sounded great here. I really did. I thought you did. 49ers for life. Tori, you should make a video using Margaret's accent. Hello, how you doing today, mate? I think I sound like that girl in, what's the thing where the rain in Spain rains only in the musical. What musical is that? Where she kind of talks like this and she's got an awful accent. And he's like, you got to learn how to speak. And she's like, well, okay, I'll work on speaking better. But that's how I think my English accent is. It's just awful. But she was too. What's the name of that musical? Somebody will remember it. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, Victor, you were a member. Okay, good. People use Scientology words because I ask you that because a lot of people think they're getting fair game. They've never been in. And some really get super, it's very dangerous for them because they go way over the top. And one guy had to go out to his house and really talk to him and talk to his wife. And the wife came to my house. She was like, look, this is ruining our life. My husband has lost his job. We're losing our house. He's about ready to lose me. I need you to come talk to him. And I did. I went out there and I said, look, I want you to understand something. Nobody gives a shit about you. It's not because they don't care about you. You were never in. They've got so many problems that they need to deal with. They're not, and this guy was way, way far out in the valley. I said, they're not going to come out here. I mean, he had barbed wire around his house and all kinds of bells and whistles and traps to get in. And, he was going to catch him. But I said, they're not going to come. It's not going to happen. So that's why I was asking you. But if you were a member, again, it kind of depends on what were you doing with them? How far did you get up in the bridge? Or were you in the Sea Org? Kind of either way, if they're going to pick on you, they're going to pick on you. You're in Clearwater. There's not that many people that are protesters, I don't think. So I guess they've decided to pick on you. So you can either ignore it and just go about your life and enjoy your life. And that's it. There's, who gives a shit? Most of the stuff is stupid stuff anyway. Or if it upsets you, write it up to the police. And I would write a letter. Me personally, I would write a letter to David Miscavige, who is there, and say, look, get these guys to stop fair gaming me, or I'm going to the media. And I'll tell them. I'm going to tell them everything I know. So that's your choice. Now, I did that once with them. And you know what? They stopped doing what they were doing. Not fair gaming me, but they stopped the one thing that I said, stop this or I'm going to the media. And they stopped it. They stopped the person that was doing it. And there you go, Bill Yachty, if you're listening. Ha ha. People use Scientology words because it's really funny and so crazy. I don't mind that. If they're doing it in a goofy way, that's fine. I mean, that's more exposure of their craziness. So that's fine. As long as they let them know it's goofy and they're making fun of it. Good to see you, Connie B. Yeah. I'm in California, but I'm being fair gamed here. Okay, so you're in California. I'm in California, but I'm being fair gamed here. And here is here in LA or here in Clearwater. Anna Paddock is mocking up drugs, electricity with postulates. No. That's Scientology BS. That they can't mock up drugs, electricity with postulates. Postulate is an intention. It's not drugs and electricity. It just isn't. It doesn't work that way. And they don't have those powers. So you might think they do, but they don't. So I would definitely talk to the police. If you're worried about drugs and electricity, definitely write it up to the police. I would first go talk to them so they understand, okay, if we get this weirdo letter from this guy about, drugs or electricity, we understand it's Scientology, which we already know is pretty crazy, and we'll just put it in the Scientology file with Victor Roberts. And you can just ask him, just start a little file and I'll send you stuff and that'll be that. then at least you're safe and you've got a timeline of it. Wow, I just Googled Anna Paddock. Was she the same woman who showed up on Marty Rathman's doorstep and spoke to his wife? That I don't know. Thank you, Tori, for your advice. You're welcome, Victor. I hope it helps, but you have to do it. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, kind of have some time track on it. Time track meaning some written communication that says this has happened then, and I think it's by these people. Whether you can prove it or not, it doesn't matter. After a while, they're going to go, who's going to do this shit? Like me, it started with them breaking my leg, one leg at a time, off one of my ceramic turtles on my front porch. And I called my friend and she said, oh, I think you're just too paranoid. And I said, okay, thank you. And I hung up. And I thought she never worked with OSA anyway. She has no idea what I'm talking about. And I called Jesse Prince. And if you've never heard Jesse Prince in YouTube, excuse me, type in Jesse Prince. He is amazing. And he's done many, many talks. He used to run the church with Miscavige. And he said, Tori, listen to me carefully. It is 100% the Church of Scientology. I used to run these programs. It's called psychological warfare, and they are trying to drive you insane. Not that they're going to drive everybody insane, but you knew the top secret stuff about OSA, and they don't want anybody to know that. So they were trying to drive me insane. It obviously was an epic fail. And there you go. And that's to quote Anonymous. Okay, AKA Anna Paddock is the same. She's Barbara Schwartz and Wise Group Workable Life Solutions. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta take a minute. Are you sure? Wow. If that's true, that is very freaky, Victor. Barbara Schwartz wrote probably more lies about me. Well, she, Diane Richardson, and a guy named Truth Seeker wrote more lies about me than probably most of you have ever had in your life. I mean, every day, all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they wrote lies about me. And a lot of people bought into them. Excuse me. So but Barbara Schwartz, I mean, it was so freaky. It was like, who is this person? Where did she come from, right? I mean, we didn't know where Truth Seeker came from. I mean, they all smelled of Scientology. But we found out Diane Richardson was some lady that worked in a library. So we figured, all right, OSA must have paid her off. Because nobody's going to spend 8 hours a day writing lies about me for nothing. Do you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense. I even said to her, like, what do you have against me? And why? It was just very weird. Anyway, Barbara Schwartz wrote lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And one of my friends said, you know what? I'm going to find her. And she tracked her down. She found out where she was. She was homeless because we all thought, I think she's homeless. And she was homeless, typing lies about me all day long out of a library computer. And that's a fact. So I don't know if this Anna Paddock is the same, aka Barbara Schwartz, and Wise Group Workable Life Solutions. I've got to write that down. I'm sorry. That's just too weird. And she's after you? Ugh, she is awful. I know her. I mean, she was after me for, I think, 2 years. It was awful. So she's Barbara Schwartz. I don't know. The Barbara Schwartz we knew was homeless. and she works at Workable Life Solutions. All right, I'm going to look up that. Well, if you're here in LA, call me. Victor, if you're here in LA, call me. Here, just send me a text with your phone number. All right, so you believe it's the same woman Sophie does? How would you know, Sophie? That's really weird. It's really weird. I mean, for me, that's just like way out there. If Barbara Schwartz ends up, she isn't a homeless person. I mean, I really trusted my friend who went there, saw her, and said she's definitely a homeless person living in this library. I don't know if she was living there, but she was typing in there. My Fair Lady. That's right. That's right. We're going to make her into a lady. That's right. I'm going to be a lady one day. That's correct. Thank you, JB808. There you go. Thank you. And the other one is, I think, Gnome Sane. Gnome Sane. I think that's your name. Tori, that was my Kiwi accent and the add American word. Okay. I don't know. I thought you sounded great. Wait, I don't want to do that. Wait. Thank you for telling me that about My Fair Lady, though. I appreciate it. Julie Andrews did the stage play version of My Fair Lady, and I think does Audrey's singing voice in the movie, too. Oh, cool. David Miscavige has ordered the fair game. Oh, great. How do you know that? I love Julie Andrews. Santa Barbara area. Oh, you're in Santa Barbara. Okay. Well, Sophie, I wrote her a letter when I was like 7 or 8 years old and asked her if I can come to her house. Her assistant, I think, replied back and said, no, but sent me a signed photo. Aw, yeah, I know people who deal with celebrities, and it's very tricky. They can't have you over. No. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Very good. All right, JB808, definitely don't go to the house. But I understand, I think we all want Julie Andrews as our nanny. Was that JB808 who asked if he could go to the house? That's funny. All Workable Life Solutions is OSA, except for Daphne Galler. I don't know who Daphne Galler is. I don't think that's true at all, Victor. All Workable Life Solutions is OSA, except for Daphne Galler. OSA isn't a life solution. They're a life problem. Sophie, it was an innocent question, but I'm embarrassed thinking, don't be embarrassed. I would have loved to have gone to her house. People do stuff like that all the time. At least you asked. You didn't just go there. Okay, great, Sophie. Thank you for the Jesse Prince link. Thanks, Sophie, Victor said. Google her, you'll find pictures. Of who? Okay. I never saw her. I never saw Barbara Schwartz. I only saw her online. And she, in her thousands of letters about, or lies about. She's also Cherub on OT3. Oh, God. Tori, was Barbara see, we didn't even think she was a Scientologist. We didn't. We thought she was a homeless person that was paid by OSA. We really didn't think she was a Scientologist. Or was she a homeless person recruited to do that? We thought she was a homeless person recruited to do that, and so did my other friend who's OT. Both of us went, no way. She's not a Scientologist. Would love to meet you, Tori. I'd love to meet you too, Victor. If you come to LA, we can meet. I think Anna in the video on YouTube called Scientologist Harassing Marty Rathman's wife, and she introduced herself as Anna from around here. Yeah, I get the Anna thing. I just don't know if that's Barbara Schwartz. I mean, I don't quite get how you decided that's Barbara Schwartz. Lives at the Hacienda Gardens. That's OSA. Okay, but OSA aren't solutions to life. I mean, how are you figuring that? Tori, I meant that the other lady Victor mentioned was the same lady who was filmed Fair Gaming Marty back in the days. Okay. Anna Paddock told me that Miscavige ordered the fair game. Okay, first of all, OSA lies all the time. So if Anna works for OSA, you can count on it. Doesn't matter. Like Spanky said to me when I first left Scientology, she said, how do you know when a Scientologist is lying? This is after me being in for 30 years. I said, I don't know. You know what her answer was? If their lips are moving, Tori. And that's kind of true. I mean, you have to understand they will do the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics. Okay? The greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics. So that's the thing that we need to go over, which is the 8 dynamics. But that's one of their things, that's what they'll do. And so that isn't lying to them. If they're doing the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics, that's not lying. It doesn't matter what it is. It's important. I remember talking to a priest and he said, "Are you Christian?" And I said, "No, I was raised a Catholic." And it's like I haven't been to mass in 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 25 at least when I talked to him. Okay, Anna Paddock. So she can tell you Miscavige ordered that. That doesn't mean anything. Zip, zero, nothing. If Anna Paddock was the one who was fair gaming Marty Rathman, I remember someone saying that. I think Aaron. That you're saying, Sophie, that you think Anna Paddock, Aaron said that Anna Paddock was Barbara Schwartz. That absolutely means shit. Doesn't mean anything to me. Pardon me, but it's just a he said, she said. We directly worked with this woman, online for years fighting her. And then my friend finally said, that's it. I'm sick of this. I'm going to track her down and I'm going to see who she is. Because we thought she was working out of the Office of Special Affairs. No, we thought she'd at least be at a wise company, like you're saying. No, she was homeless out of a library, typing away lies about me. So I don't care what anybody says. Was Aaron with her? No. Did Aaron deal with her wrath for 2 years? No. So, people can say what they're going to say, but I'm telling you, hi, Mida McMurchie. Good morning, everyone, from goodness gracious. Cherubs are an innocent one long before OT3, incident 2. Chat reminder, please provide the text in your comments for Tori when Tori gets to it, as she's back in the chat. Oh, I am? Am I backlogged? No, I'm not. I'm at the bottom. If you Google workable solutions, wait a minute. Now I lost that one. If you Google workable solutions, you'll find pictures of all of them. They pose as wise, but are OSA. No, they probably work for wise. They probably do. We don't know if they are the same person. I don't think they are. Yep, they lie 99.999. Thank you, Victor. You got that one right. What exactly have they done to you, Victor? What percentage of public Scientologists know about the obscene dog incident? It depends on which one you're talking about. I think, but not many. Many of their abusive things, very few of the public know about them. And a lot of the Sea Org don't know either. I think that OSA got their minds working against themselves. They believe they're doing good, but they're creating most of the enemies. Exactly. I told them that when I was in the 90s. I said, you are creating your own enemies. When they wanted me to go over to Mark Bunker's house and say whatever they wanted, I'm not even going to say it on here. It was so gross. But I said, you know what? You just pulled that out of your ass. And this was me talking to OSA. I said, you don't know that. You don't know that at all. And I don't think it's true. And no, I'm not going to take a stupid sign over to his house and stand in front of his house with a lie. That's what I said. They got Dan Mernan to go over there, and Bunker took a picture of it and had it on his website for I think 20 years. It was like, whew, good thing I didn't do that one. Okay. But you're right, Victor. They definitely work against themselves. By the way, the earrings are beautiful. Thank you, Sieglin. I kind of like them too. I've had them for a long time, but I just pulled them out tonight. And they match. This is actually purple. I don't think you can see it. There, maybe you can see it a little bit. But anyway, it turns out I didn't even know that these have a little bit of purple in them. So that was kind of cool. Tori, sorry for the confusion. I'm not saying Barbara is Anna. I'm saying that Anna was the person fair gaming Marty, and Erin did a video ages ago showing how she's still doing it for Osa. Fair enough. Okay, that's good. I'm good with that. I thought you were saying she's Barbara, and I'm like, no. Okay. So, Workable Life Solutions. They always have these bullshit names. What exactly have they done to you, Victor? Okay, we already did that. Thank you, Sophie, for explaining that. Marty Rathbun said that Marty Rathbun said that that's Anna Paddock and Barbara Schwartz. So that isn't Anna Paddock is Barbara Schwartz. That's saying they're together. And I still find it hard to believe she was a homeless woman. I really, maybe, I just kind of don't think so, but maybe. I mean, I get that Marty said that, but is that really Barbara Schwartz or not? I don't know. I think we have discussed this enough, and I'm not sure Marty is reliable source. Exactly. And he's not around. So there you go. I thank you, Sophie. I bet Osa hated you for being constructive. Oh yeah. That's the best thing. It's like you've read that, and if you ever read any self-improvement books, they all say pretty much a similar thing, which is do well, live well, enjoy your life. That's the best thing you can do to heal. The worst thing you can do is to try to keep, fighting them. You notice when I'm out there, I'm having a good time. I'm talking to the neighbors and stuff like that. I'm not into this, fighting and stuff like that. It's like, been there, done that. I did it. I'm not saying I didn't, but I get it's kind of a thing you have to go through. And I went through it, and I got on the other side, and I realized I'm not going to keep doing this. It's not healthy for me. It's not changing any of them. And what's the point then? What am I doing? So I do what I do, but each person has to do what they have to do. I think okay. I bet Osa hates. Yeah, I think you're right, Victor. Tori, I just sent you photos of Anita Paddock so you can see that I never saw Barbara Schwartz, so I wouldn't know what she looks like. I never saw her. I only saw her online. So I wouldn't know. And I wouldn't know Truth Seeker either. But I did call the police because he did put my phone number and this huge lie thing about for a good time call Tori and all this stuff and put it on all these porn sites. And anyway, these computer geeks, thank God, traced down for a Truth Seeker and for a good time call Tori were the exact same computer. And I said, I don't know what to do. And they said, call the police. It's a federal crime. So I did. They came over. It was really weird because I thought this is so weird. It's Truth Seeker. It's not a name. Do you know what I mean? They made a police report on Truth Seeker and put it on Google and ARS and all over the place. And man, that guy vanished. It was really cool. I mean, I think there's another person out using Truth Seekers in that name, but it's not the same person doing that evil, creepy stuff. So I got rid of him. Rathman said that when they still harassed him, Google her and Rathman. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hate it when Tori's likes go up. Oh, Osa hates it. Yeah, they hate it. They do. Okay, so we've been on for an hour and a half, so it's time for me to go to bed and you guys to go to bed or start your day, whatever it might be. But anyway, if you missed the live, please make some comments because I appreciate it. And for you that have made the comments, I really appreciate it. Thank you for your questions. And Victor, I hope you and I will meet soon. And whoever sent me the links that I asked for, thank you for that also. All right, you guys, that's all. I love you, and I very much appreciate you coming on. Let's see if my thing... I still don't know. Oh, wait, maybe... No. Oh. I do. I have a little thing for... Oh, my God. How exciting. I have a few little things that I can put on my... You'll see in a minute. Look. Oh, how cute. I finally figured it out. It's on my laptop. It had a little circle with a smiley face, and I thought, I bet that's the little emoticons. Anyway, there you go. I do love you all. Sophie, thank you, Tori, and thanks, chat. Love and light to you all. And truly, we need it. Keep us in your prayers. Keep everyone here that has really gone through a lot of stuff. I mean, I really, really hope they heal. I mean, it's a lot of work. It is. It's amazing. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you. What is today? Today's Wednesday, the 29th. Today's Wednesday. So anyway, in a couple of days, I'll do another one, but I'll do part 2 of the words. So be thinking of some words that you wanna know about. Liked on the way in, was listening while getting breakfast. Oh, nice. Born Ancient. Good to see you. All right. Love and hugs to you guys. And thank you for the prayers, Sophie. I appreciate it. All right, you kiddos. So I will see you in a few days and be thinking of some words that you might want to understand a little better. All right. Peace out.